Brightspace has a quiz tool, which allows you to create tests and exams in your courses. To access the quiz tool, click the assessment link and quizzes. This will take you to the Manage Quizzes page. Here you can create your new quiz. You'll also notice there's an option for a question library. This is where you can actually build question library folders with different questions if you want to build it in that manner. So first we're going to go in and create a new quiz. So on the Manage Quizzes page, we're going to click the New Quiz button. This will bring you to the New Quiz Properties page where we will name our quiz. And then we will actually go in and add or edit questions. So to do this, we'll click the Add Edit Questions button. And this will take us to the question editor. Here you can import questions from files if you've already have them created, or you can click the Add button. We're going to go ahead and click the Add button, and we're going to create a new question. It will give you the list of the different types of questions you can create. So the first one we're going to do is a multiple choice question. This will take you to the multiple choice dialog box where you can create your actual question text. We're just going to type up a question here now. Then you have the options for your answers. You can add or remove them. It'll always start off with 4 responses. You can remove one, or you can add one. You can also choose to randomize the answers for each student. So we're just going to go in and enter some questions here now, some answers. So we've now entered our 4 responses, so now we need to actually choose the answer. So we're going to choose the first one for the correct answer. And then once we've done that, we can assign the point value for the question. So if we want to change the point value, we can, and then we simply click Save. That will now create our first question in our test, and we know now that our total points so far is 2 points. Now I want to go in and add a true and false question. To do this, I'll click the Add button again and click New Question. This time I'll choose the true-false, and I'll enter my question text. And then I'm going to choose my answer. Again, I can go in and change the point value on the question, and then I can click Save. Now I'll see that I've added 2 questions to my test for a total point value of 4 marks. Just to show you another sample, to click the Add button again and New Question, I can go in and do a written response question. Here I will enter the text for the question. And then I can also enter in an answer key right here for myself for when I'm grading the actual exam. And then I can change the point value again. So you'll notice here that the student, when they come into the exam, they'll see the question and there'll be a box there for them to enter their response. Then I'll click Save. So now I've created 3 questions in my test. They're worth a total of 14 points. Once I've done that, I can go back to the settings for my test. And now it will show the actual questions listed with the values and the type of questions that they are. I can go back in after and edit the values if I choose to. I can also shuffle the questions at the quiz level so that the students would see different versions of the test as they're going through. You'll notice at the top of the page there's also an option for restrictions. This will go in and show you how to actually add a time frame to your test for your students. So I want the test to be available March the 19th at 11:30 a.m. This test will then end on March the 19th at 1:30 p.m. You'll notice that right now it's hidden from the users. For that reason, I'm unable to click to display it in the calendar. So I'm going to turn off the Hide from Users option and then click to display the calendar. So Once I save and close this test, it will show up in the calendar for the student. So you don't need to manually go in and add that item in the calendar yourself. You'll notice there's an assessment tab as well. If I click on the assessment tab, this allows me to allow the attempt to be graded immediately upon completion. This works well for completely multiple choice or true and false questions where you know there's a right or wrong answer. If you have written response exams or questions in your exam, you will need to go in and manually grade those. You can attach it to the grade item. So I'm just going to attach it to this grade item here for now. And then you can allow the automatic export to grades. You'll also notice up here there's an option for submission views. If I go to that, right now it shows that if you show the questions, it's not allowing you to show them. If I want to change that, if I click on the default view, I can actually go in and allow the students to see the questions. This is for when it's corrected. So if I want to see the students to see what questions they answered incorrectly, I can choose that option here and I can show the question answers so that the students are able to go in after and view their quiz and see where they went wrong. I can also show the question score and out of score. I can show the attempt score and overall attempt, and I can also choose to show the class average and score distribution if I wish as well. So then I'll click the Save button. So now that has changed the default view for the submissions for the students. So once I've done all that, I'm going to click the Save and Close button. So you'll see now my test has been created. It's noted as a future quiz because it is taking place next week. It shows me here that the test is available on March the 19th from 11:30 to 1:30. And this little key right here shows that it's attached to a grade item.